Well, all right. Thanks for checking in. Before I get started, I just like to ask, would you like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel that I have, Mike Flair at YouTube. Do a search on it, it'll come up. Um, this is another episode of Mike Thoughts. I'll talk to you today. So my topic today is molding, MOLDING, molding your mindset. Building, changing your mindset. 4 keys today. I got 4 keys to share with you today. The first key is understanding how important your mind is. Your mind is so important. If you make your mind fortified and stronger, you can go further. If things throw you off, a lot of things kind of just throw you off your saddle. Think about that. How can I make my mind stronger? How can I fortify my mind? You can only go as far as your mind will let you go. So don't let, the world, don't let people, don't let perception, don't let what society norms are, get in the Bible or, the spiritual, and find ways to fortify your mind. Find ways to have a solid mindset. Because I know, like me growing up in Southwest, a lot of kids, going to McClellan, you more in a survival mindset than you are in a mindset to learn, a mindset to, just go to that, tap into your potential. You really just trying to survive, And there's a lot of people like that, even people my age like that now, just trying to survive, So I've been there just trying to survive. But what I had to do was I had to sit myself down, analyze myself, and that's not easy to do because you got to cut out the ego, cut out the pride, and look at my mindset. What am I doing? How can I improve on what I'm doing? How can I go to the next level from where I'm at? What's the next step? And the next step I'm taking, is it gonna bring me more success or bring me more failures? And you have to be honest with yourself about the steps that you're taking. Sometimes when you become an adult, a lot of times as adults, a lot of people don't want to be told the truth or told like, maybe you don't want to do this because they feel offended. And a lot of times they end up going down roads and they end up coming back and saying, hey, what you told me made sense. I should have done that. I'm not saying that to knock anybody. I'm just saying how things go because I've even been there. I've had older people tell me some things and I just kind of wrote them off. I really just didn't fool with them like that. And a lot of times you have different mindsets, different cultures. Everybody's upbringing is different. You don't know everybody's story or everybody's culture, where they're from. But being able to identify people that kind of are similar to you, that's older, it's not easy, it's not hard, because sometimes people don't even tell you their story. You don't really know. They just try to talk to you and be like, man, I don't even know you like this. So, and that's one of the things, I try to tell the youth is, hey, I've been in some rough spots, made some bad decisions, bad choices. And if I can come out of that, if I can do better, if I can change my mindset, you can too. So take that as a nugget, take it with a grain of salt, however you want to take it. But I'm telling you, I've been there. So I did some crazy stuff. But I'm telling you that after all the crazy stuff, you can do some good stuff as well. So don't let your past or don't let bad decisions or choices hold you back. Learn from those choices and learn how to do better. Because once you know better, you want to do better, right? Right. The next step is, can I do more? And more meaning, can I do more things that help me with my mindset? Post-education, apprenticeship, or go to college, or something that gives you some kind of skill that that translates into the corporate world or entrepreneurial world. And I always tell kids, you know, even I tell people I work with, apprenticeships are really good just as much as college. You can go to take an apprenticeship and go to college and learn how to do business. So many ways you can do stuff, but sometimes those things are not presented to you, or you just don't know about it. Because when I was coming out of high school, like 2001, then I didn't know about apprenticeships. I honestly just didn't know. And if I would have known, I probably would have went to an apprenticeship to be an electrician, because I always like stuff that you can do the same stuff over and over, and you just to get more efficient at it. Cool stuff. And it's like being an electrician is kind of whatever field you pick, it's the same system over and over again. And it's kind of like being a business. You know, most businesses like say McDonald's or all these multi-billion-dollar businesses, they do the same thing over and over. Restaurants, they cook the same thing. They have a menu. They make the things on their menu over and over. Work at a car dealership, they build trucks and cars. They build those cars over and over. So think about that as going forward. Is like, what can you do? What's your natural talent that you can do over and over and over? And that is a skill set that you have that can bring you income and sustain you. So when you think about can you do more, just think about that. Like, what more can I do? There's always more that you can do. There's always room for improvement. At least that's how I look at things. I always look at there's more. You never want to have regrets when you get older that you left skill set, you left money on the table, you left things on the table that you could have done. So my thing is think about what can you do? Because you got to sit down and be honest with yourself at some point. You got to be able to evaluate what you're doing. Does it make sense? Am I going the right way? What is it going to lead to? So always, you know, if you don't want nobody to tell you what to do, you got to learn how to manage yourself. That's how I look at it. And you got to understand managing yourself, it comes with a responsibility. Freedom is not free. It comes with a cost and responsibility. So something to think about. My next point, number 3, is could you be a mindset away from success? What I mean by that is sometimes we don't know how close we are to success if we just change a few things that we're doing. I know for me, I had to change stuff I was doing. I wasn't focused on career. I wasn't focused on education. I was just doing what I was doing in my 20s, you know, just playing around, hanging out, stuff like that. But once my mindset changed and I really started locking in on my corporate skill sets and education and stuff like that, I noticed things started to change. I started to run into more opportunities, started to really see how far I could go in this thing, what I was good at, what I wasn't good at. And don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to try something. It's better to try something and know that you can't do it than to not try it and think about, man, I should have did that. I know I could have did that. Another thing is don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid to hear no. Sometimes, you know, people go to interviews, job interviews, they hear no and they get discouraged. But it was only the one job interview. Go to many, get the experience. Don't be afraid to hear no. Sometimes you got to hear no a couple of times before you hear yes. I'm not afraid of rejection. So being from the hood, being in McClellan, you know, a lot of people kind of snap their nose down at you, but a lot of people don't even know. A lot of people from McClellan actually is successful, believe it or not. So, but I never been afraid of rejection. Never really was the most popular person probably, but in fact, like I said, I've been in interviews and now I interview the interviewer. You know, I ask them questions. You know, I try to pick their brain apart. I try to learn who this person is while I'm interviewing them, and almost like we interviewing each other like a chess game. So I always think about that. Don't be afraid of rejection, and you know, don't let things throw you off. Don't worry about somebody say no. Just move on to the next one. There's so many different jobs out there, so many different things out there that one job telling you no is not the end of the world. That's all I'm saying. There's many of opportunities out there. You just have to be prepared for those opportunities when they come your way. So don't be afraid of rejection. Realize that you could really be a couple of adjustments away from success, but it's all about the mindset. You know, sometimes, you know, working in the corporate world, you deal with personalities, you know. That's how it is. Everybody's not going to be your friend. Everybody's not, don't have your best interest at heart. And everybody is not for you. But don't let that stop you from getting to the next level. Don't let that stop you from doing what you need to do. Don't let it stop you from doing great things, because everybody has potential. All you gotta do is tap into it. It's up to you if you wanna do it. Like I say, this may not be for everybody, but it may be for somebody, you know? Somebody needs to hear this, because I needed to hear this when I was in my 20s, you know? Somebody tell me it's different options out there. You don't have to just go to college. You can be an apprenticeship or go to college. Or there are other classes. You can take boot camps and stuff like that. So don't get so caught up in just hearing a bunch of people saying this and that. You need to find out what's for you. Don't get caught up in the weeds of life and YouTube and all this other social media stuff. Find out where you fit at, what's good for you, and what's your natural talent. My fourth and last point is understanding how your mindset can guide your success. Positive thinking, positive mindset, in spite of positive anyhow, can guide you through some stuff that you didn't think you can get through. Because believe you me, some people will say crazy stuff to you. It will happen. Some people use their job as a shield to say crazy stuff. But one thing I found out is if they know they can't get under your skin, they'll kind of leave you alone. But if they know they can press that button and break you and get you to do what they can kind of guide you and get you out that door by pressing them buttons and triggering you, they'll do it every time. They'll do it. It's being pessimistic. They'll do it every time. But if you get your mindset fortified and say, I'm not gonna have a trigger. I'm gonna endure what come my way because I know where I'm going. In some jobs, you may not even be there for a long time. They may be just a stepping stone to another place. All you have to do is endure to the end. Sometimes people don't realize when you're running a race, it's the starting point and it's the finish line. But in the middle of all that running and getting to the finish line, your body, you have to endure you have to have the muscle endurance to outrun everybody. You have to have the endurance to stay in the race. And it's not always the fastest. Sometimes, like say you run the 400 or the 400 is who can endure those 400 meters. Because sometimes you can be that fast, but you may not be 400 meter fast. You may be just 100 meter fast. But after that 100 meters, now your endurance starts to go down. But a person that runs the 400 meters, they have the endurance to keep running all the way around the 400 to the finish line. I say that by saying some people don't have the 400 meter in life. They don't have the 400 meter endurance. You have to have the endurance to be able to endure things, to endure your mistakes, to endure your trials and tribulations. And sometimes your tribulation may be custom fitted just for you and nobody else may not understand. That's another reason why you have to have a fortified, stronger mindset, because your trials and tribulations, somebody else be like, I don't know if I can go through that, but they're made for you to make you better. And don't fret at it, take it head on and blow through it and realize this is making me stronger, this is making me better, this is preparing me for the next level. So don't let the negative bring you down. Don't let it sink you in the mud. Always find ways to outthink where you're at, to outthink what you're doing, to outthink your circumstance. You know, you can, with your mind, if you have a fortified mindset, you can outthink your circumstance and where you're at. And some people don't want to do it. Some people, maybe they like, you know, where they're at, and that's fine too. But there's some people like me that I hope I'm talking to and reaching out to that you can outthink your circumstance, because everybody don't want to level up. Some people want to stay where they're at. No problem with that. I'm talking to people who want to do better, who want to level up. Like I had to come to the realization of that there is more out there. There is more you can do. You just have to put in the work. And it's gonna be a challenge, but you can do it. You can get through it. All you gotta do, have a fortified mindset to execute the plan, have realistic expectations, and you will get to the finish line. This is Mike. I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. And I want you to hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'm signing out. And thanks for the support in the channel.